So, this is Shivakkumar, and for in this video, I like to describe the business flow transaction between MM and SD, or the transactions with MM and SD. Okay, actually, let us consider we have two company codes, company code A and company code B, which is a vendor, and the company code A, which who is going to procure a material for the company needs. Okay, and actually, say for example, yeah, user A in the company A creates a purchase requisition for their need. Okay, and once a user creates a purchase requisition, the buyer in the procurement department of that company code A process that purchase requisition by converting the purchase requisition into some request for quotation. Okay, request for quotation they will convert, that is called RFQ. And those are printed, and it will get sent to some potential suppliers or vendors, including the company code B, because actually they won't send to particular one single company. They will send to different vendors based on their catalogs, or based on the vendor catalog list or something. Actually they are maintaining in their purchase department. Okay, and as a second step, when the sales so actually that creation of purchase requisition is done using transaction ME51N. So and the older transaction is ME51, and the ME51 is an easy enjoy transaction. As a next step, when the salesperson in the company code B or company B receives the RFQ, once he receives the RFQ, the he creates an inquiry document in the SAP SD model in his company. So the inquiry refers to the RFQ. I hope you get it. So he will create an inquiry by referring the RFQ coming from the company A. He may record the RFQ number, so in the PO number field of the inquiry document. Here actually it's not a company code. What I'm trying to say is company. So actually he will record the RFQ number in the PO field of the inquiry document. So it will be a reference document and easy tracking for them, which customer has sent that RFQ and what is that exact activity to be done. Everything can be tracked in the future. So then the salesperson, right, actually in the company code B, so he will analyze the request from the company A. He will go through all the requirements. So actually based on that exact price they requested, delivery date, terms of agreement, terms of payment, so quantity, quality, what is they are expecting. So everything they will go through that and analyze. So when he determined the price, delivery terms, and then say terms of payment, terms of payment, etc., he will create a quotation in SAP SD. In their company, company B, they are using, if they are using SAP. So the quotation normally refers to actually that refers to the inquiry created before. So the quotation document he is creating, it will be created with by taking the reference of the inquiry document, right? So inquiry document will be created using in transaction VA11 in company code B, and the quotation can be created by taking reference of the inquiry document. Okay, so the quotation creation transaction in SAP is VA21, VA21, and it is a SAP SD transaction. See, actually, in company code, I have mentioned all the purchase material management related transaction, starting from PR to Miro. And company code B, I'm mentioning all the SD related transactions, starting from creating of inquiry in VA11 till that billing of creating billing, that is customer billing in VF01. Okay, so this main integration, one of the main integration points between MM and SD. So now actually we have the in company B, we have the inquiry document created. So now actually this quotation is printed in company B, and they will send to company code A. Okay, so now the company code A person, that is purchasing team, will receive that say quotation sent by the company code company B. So the buyer of the company A, right, he will receive the quotation. Okay, he will receive the quotation, and so that refers to the RFQ number. RFQ means a request for quotation number. They have already sent to the vendor, that is company B. So and it is an input for them, right? An input. Okay, so they will enter everything in their SAP, and in the I mean it is in SAP MM module. So, though, okay, we have this maintain quotation transaction is ME47. Okay, so through that transaction they will maintain the quotation. Now the buyer I mean actually this buyer will send different request for quotation to different vendor, and once each vendor actually they once they send their quotation, so in turn this buyer will receive different quotations from different vendors. So I mean suppliers. So he will analyze and compare between the different quotations and what they are defined the price, terms of purchasing, on time delivery, delivery date. I mean how soon they can able to send that, and what is the quality of the product, quantity of the product they are sending. Say for example, for say example, coming month actually they require some 2000 quantities, and the particular supplier cannot able to make 2000 quantity, then actually then 2000 quantity supply, then it's a problem for them, and they are unable to continue their production, right? So what they are look for actually, which supplier will satisfy all the requirements placed demanded by the company A. So that supplier uh, will be a lucky person to get a purchase order, I mean offer. Okay, so he will select the best supplier uh, from the received quotations. Okay, and the buyer will that will decide which person is the right person, right vendor for to buy a material. Okay, so he will so for example, now in our case actually the company A purchasing person decides or confirms that company B, that is vendor, is good for supplying some X material. So now what he will do, then he will do the buyer will create a purchase order in MM module. So the PO is created referring our quotation received. So the quotation sent by the company B will be recorded in maintain ME47 transaction, and that particular buyer is doing price comparison, whatever I am telling, the purchasing agreements and everything, and he is doing comparison between the different quotations received from the different vendors, and he is doing this price comparison is in ME 49. So he decides or confirms the best supplier. So now he is creating a purchase order in transaction ME 21N. So it is an easy enjoy transaction, and the older transaction is ME 21, as already everybody knows. So now he is say actually the PO was created referring the quotation, right? So that has been maintained before. Okay, the buyer will print that purchase order and send to the PO purchase order to the company B. I have mentioned using the arrow marker. Actually, I have separated the company A materials management process from company B sales and distribution process using a dotted lines. So the create purchase order is in ME21N transaction, and so now actually next step will be the salesperson in the company code B will receive the PO. So he will receive the PO. So he will analyze that PO, and if his but this mean, it is already decided that actually everything was already under agreement. So he may compare the PO. So he may compare the PO with the quotation he sent to the customer before. So the PO will be compared to the quotation he sent to the company A. So based on that PO and referring the quotation, he can create, he in turn create a sales order in SD module. In VA01 transaction, create sales order transaction in SAP SD module. Okay, when the material is ready to be delivered, so now actually they are okay with supplying the material. Okay, to the customer, he can create the outbound delivery document in SAP SD module in VL01N transaction. So I have maintained create OBD, so nothing but a outbound delivery document in VL01N. So actually here actually we have the concept called availability check is there. We checks the material. Say normally the availability check can be done in sales order, and if not, actually it will, we can also configure the system, SAP system, to check the availability check at our outbound delivery, that is delivery level also, outbound delivery level also. So it will check whether the material is available in stock or not. So if it is available, then yeah, it is good. So they can able to create process the outbound delivery. Okay. So I mean those deep process are not covered here because it is general MMSD overview, right? So now actually to be the material is ready to be delivered to the customer. So he can create the outbound delivery document in SAP. I told a delivery document triggers the warehouse person in company B to prepare a material to be sent to the customer. So it will initiate the warehouse person to prepare for the picking process. Okay, it is again SAP WM process. So now actually the warehouse person will do picking, and he will prepare the material to be sent to the customer. And now the warehouse person will post PGI, that is post Gush issue in BL02N. So that refers, how he is doing is he is referring using the outbound delivery document created. Okay, in VL0, the PGI should be done in VL02N and the creation of delivery in VL01N. So he can print the Gush issue document, and it will be sent with the material to the end customer. Those are requesting. So actually this is considered as a delivery note. Okay, this printout will be considered as a delivery note for the company code A from B. When customer warehouse, the warehouse in company A person receives this material, he can post the goods receipt based on PO document and based on PO and delivery note. Delivery, that is the printout of goods issue he has done right in company B warehouse person. So that delivery note he will refer. So he can, once PGR is done, he can print the GR document and give it to company B. He will in turn send to company B. So this is interlinking between company A and company B. So now actually after receiving the GR document, so the finance team personnel of company B, so he will create a billing document. Okay, well, this goods receipt document will serve as a proof of receipt in company A. So this company B persons can understood that the company has received this X material and they are okay to to receive that, so they posted goods receipt. So this goods receipt document will be a proof of goods receipt. So they can able to process further say for example further they can process the billing document in BF01 transaction. Okay, and this is in the SAP SD model of company B. So the billing document will be created with reference to the outbound delivery created before in company B. That is warehouse person has created this delivery, right? So then he can send an invoice document the customer billing, right? The invoice document from company B means it is a customer invoice to request for payment from company A. So he will send that customer billing customer invoice to company A. So normally the finance team person what they will do, they will attach the PO and the GR document with the invoice sent to the customer. So now the accounts payable, this is an account, the action performed, who will do the this preparation of billing document, everything is actually receivable team in company B. And now the accounts payable person of the company A will receive the all the documents. Okay, uh, invoice and other attached documents. So now he performs three-way match by checking the match of PO, goods receipt, and invoice document. We have three documents, right? PO, goods receipt, and invoice document. So this invoice coming to company A will be considered as a vendor invoice. Okay, this is a main difference. The invoice created in company B will be a customer invoice because they are invoicing the company A. And once the company A receives the invoice, it will become a vendor invoice because the company B is vendor to company A. So it's a very simple. Just what I thought is just to give a brief explanation for the new persons in SAP. Okay. So if the three-way match is okay, say for example, if three-way match is okay, then he can post the invoice verification in Miro transaction. That is a final transaction as per the purchasing, as per the purchase, that is materials management is considered. So next will be the payment process, and it is taken care by finance team. So the finance team of company A will process the payment transaction, and they will further send the money to the accounts receivable team of company B. So this is a I think actually this is the perfect explanation for the intercompany the integration between the company A and the company B. So I hope this is very useful to everyone, right? So thanks for watching my video. I hope it is very useful for uh,